that's just the way it fucking is.
Here we are, the assumptions video. So I'll just go ham. So first one here is from Ruby Bryant. She said, I assume you pick your nose when no one's looking. This is actually a true statement. I definitely pick my nose when no one's looking. Okay, next one. Autumn Verbeam. She said, you and Tupor/Layla Shapiro have beef for some reason. I just want to know the reason. I love you both because you have old pics together, but now y'all don't follow each other. Please spill the tea, my beautiful fashion inspiration. Okay, so there's no beef between Layla and I. We just don't follow each other anymore. When I had my really hard breakup, she was still friends with my ex, which is fine. I understand people still do that. I just can't see it as it's really triggering for me. So I had to unfollow her because of that situation. But I have no hard feelings towards her. I see her thriving and I think that's amazing. So that's the Layla situation. Somebody said you hate doing bundles. That is completely false. I do enjoy doing bundles, but it just depends on the influx of orders. Like last time when I had the bundle around, it would get difficult at times because there was so many orders coming in and it kind of took the enjoyment away from it. But I think that I've really figured out the bundle with now just doing 20 of them a week, because Ruby and I had a lot of fun this week pulling them together. And then we felt so accomplished today when we finished all of those bundles, and then they'll be back on Sunday again with a quantity of 20. So I think that maybe I did hate doing bundles a tiny bit before because there's so many, but now I really enjoy it with this new system. Somebody said you secretly enjoy being stared at in public, just being different in general. I actually don't like being stared at all. I dress the way that I dress because I just like, this is the way I am. But I've really trained myself to not look at other people staring at me. Like whenever I go out with my mom, for example, she's like, Bella, everyone's staring at you. And I'm like, can you not tell me that? Like, I really try to like filter it out. Somebody said, you think Courtney Love is innocent. I do think Courtney Love is innocent. I don't believe Courtney killed Kurt. Ruby and I were literally just talking about this. So yes, that is true. You were always told you were gonna grow out of this phase. Actually, no one was really saying anything about that to me, I feel. Actually, no, that's not true. My mom was like, it's just a phase, it's just a phase. It's definitely not a phase. I'm forever gonna be a weirdo. I'm gonna be dressing like this when I'm like 75 years old. So there it is. Potato Girl 99 said, I assume that you impulse get tattoos and decide what they mean later. I do impulse get tattoos, but I definitely like don't decide what they mean later. Like I go into it knowing I want it and knowing the meaning. Smith Olay said, you had a rough breakup, past relationship, and you keep your dating life on the down low now because of it. This is true. Somebody said you hate living in LA. I do not hate living in LA. Because it's such a city vibe and because I live in downtown LA, I like to leave a lot. So I just go on more trips now, but I definitely do not hate living in LA. I really enjoy it. And now that I'm living in LA, I'm around more friends, and I didn't really have that living in Winnipeg. So I appreciate where I came from and I appreciate where I am now. Somebody said, I assume you were the kid who left their food sitting on the table at lunch instead of throwing it away. No, that is absolutely false. Like, I feel like leaving food on a table would like attract attention to you. And I always try to like get attention the farthest away from me. So I would definitely clean up after myself. Every time you have a mental breakdown, you change your hair color. I feel like I don't even change my hair color that much. Usually every few months, but maybe to other people that's like a lot. But I don't think it has to do with a mental breakdown. Sometimes I'm just like, I want change, and I'm very impulsive. So that's how that goes down. Dripping_filth said, you're actually quiet in person. I feel like Leos like really choose if they want to be like shy or extrovert. So it just depends. Like if I want to talk, I will talk. If I feel like I have nothing to relate with the person that I'm around, then I will be quiet and shy. It just depends on the circumstance. Oh, well, someone made a premonition here because it's from like 3 weeks ago. Better Than Craigslist said the bundles will make a comeback. Yes, they are back, but only 20 a week. Oh my God. Someone's like, I assumed your feet are covered in blisters because of all the platforms. They're actually not. covered in blisters. Platforms are very comfortable. Like maybe if I was wearing like stilettos or like pumps all the time, I would probably have blisters, but platforms don't do that. Hey, it's Maddie said, you were insecure, but fashion helped you overcome it. So I am still insecure. I feel like that's something that people forever try to deal with and find ways to overcome that. But I think you just get better with you get better at knowing yourself. So I haven't totally overcome it, but I'm definitely in a more confident place than I was before. Emma X Whitney said, you used to smoke under the bleachers in high school. That wasn't really like a thing in my high school, like under the bleachers to do things. I think that's like a stereotype, but I definitely like smoked outside of school in high school. Did you do things under the bleachers? Is that like a thing?
There wasn't really, yeah, you couldn't
We had
go.
bleachers, but people couldn't go like
we had bleachers you couldn't go
bleachers.
under.
Yeah.
Just 4 locos in the bathroom.
True. Danny XCX said you don't like doing YouTube videos. This is absolutely false. YouTube is literally like my favorite social media platform right now, and I love making videos on YouTube and posting on YouTube. Okay, this girl said your bundles were better for smaller girls. This is completely false. The bundle is 100% custom to your measurements. We do all sizes, so I think that they're equally great for all sizes and all bods. Shelby Aaron said you want/have had at least one weird pet. I do want a weird pet. Like I really want a Sphinx cat, but I'm super allergic to cats, and I would still be allergic to a Sphinx cat because I'm allergic to like their skin and their saliva. So somebody said you never wanted to go to college. This is true. I was very just like influenced by my family and the people that I was around in school, that was just like the proper right path to go down. So that's why I went to college, but I didn't even want to go to college, but oh well. Oh, Dan XCX also said I assume you've been arrested before. No, I have never been arrested. Plant Mom Scorpio said you have a bunch of new secret iGiRL designs. Facts, there's so many cute designs. We're gonna be dropping a new piece in like 2 weeks that's nuts, so keep your eyes peeled. Vivo Drag said you've had an obsession with fashion since you were little. This is super true. Like when I was literally tiny, I was like, I'm gonna be a fashion designer. That was like always my goal. And my grandma is psychic, like that's what she does for a living. And she told me when I was little that I was gonna be a designer. Like clearly I'm not like a designer, but I'm trying to like steer my career kind of more into that path, so yeah. Okay, this chick said you don't like being tall, you haven't always liked it. So I love being tall now. Actually, I feel like I've always liked being tall. Cause like even in school photos, like I always wanted to be in the back row, and I was shook when they didn't put me in the back row. I'm like, I'm the tall bitch. Like I want to be in the back row. People ask me a lot. They're like, how do you wear platforms if you're tall? Because I'm 5'9". Not that that's super tall. It's definitely on the taller side, but I mean, when I wear platforms, I'm in the 6 foot realm. So I like being tall. I love it. Okay, Fat Demonia. That's funny because this applies to this question. I assume you have 126 pairs of shoes. I definitely do not have 126 pairs of shoes. I would need like a warehouse to have that. But I do have a good chunk of shoes. I'll count them, and then when I'm editing this video, I'll put my amount of shoes up right here. Okay, this girl said you believe in astrology a lot. This is true. I've become like very obsessive over the past few months. Like I feel like everyone I meet, I'm like, what's your co-star? And like add the one co-star. And I'm just like instantly curious when I meet people. I'm like, I need to know their sign because it will just like explain it all, which is kind of like, I shouldn't do that. I know I shouldn't just judge people on their signs, but I love it. Okay, so this person said you were super comfortable talking about personal stuff, especially when it's to help someone. So it's really hard no matter what to open up and talk about personal stuff. So I wouldn't say that I'm super comfortable with it, but I do like to come out of my comfort zone to help other people. So this girl said you have a mental battle inside whether to be goth or girly feminine. So I really don't like to put any titles on my style. I really just change my style based on my mood. And I think everyone should be that way, because if you're just living under like one title, say you're like, I only dress goth, that's like a really limited style realm that you're in. I feel like you should just be open to all of it. Somebody said you don't miss Winnipeg. I do miss Winnipeg a lot in like weird ways. Like there was restaurants that I loved going to, and there was thrifts that I loved going to, and there was just like my weird go-to spots and like spots I'd get dead stock and stuff. So I definitely do miss those, but I do not miss the cold. I definitely have like a friend group here now, which is nice too. Somebody said you're an awkward dancer. Absolutely, yes, correct. Nail on the head. Lol, someone said you hate green juice. So like I love smoothies, but I don't like green smoothies, so you're right. I like can't do a smoothie with a vegetable in it. It's too weird to me. Oh my god, this one. Okay, Chris State said, your jewelry is always hella stocked up, but you say only a few left so people will go crazy on buying them. No, I'm not lying about the inventory. Like if I'm saying it's on the low, it's on the low. Okay, hi again. Sorry for the delay. But so a few weeks ago, I recorded a bunch of the answers to the assumptions that you had commented on that post. And I just thought since it's been a little while, I'll go back to that post and address if there's any new ones that came in and if there's any that I skipped and like yada yada. By the way, sorry if I sound like kind of sick. I'm like recovering because I was in New York for 6 days and it was like a pretty intense work moment, and then I got back so it's like over the weekend too, and then I just went straight back into like catching up on that 6 days of leaving the office, so haven't even had like a moment to chill. But this is like my first day to chill, but I'm probably gonna edit this video. And yeah, somebody said you're a workaholic because you have to prove to people that your work is a valid career. So I'm definitely a workaholic, and that's something that I've talked about in my mental health video. I think that it's really important to find a outlet or something to hone your creativity and passion into instead of doing self-destructive things, because it's really easy to be self-destructive and it's really the harder path to like channel that into something positive. So I'm a workaholic to prove to myself that I can always do more. And I would say like my biggest enemy is myself, because I have such high standards that I'm always trying to like achieve. So definitely workaholic because of those reasons. You're a trust fund baby. Nope. Came from a single mom. Like I don't have trust fund money. Definitely not. All funded by myself. You're secretly a pirate. It's a good one. Somebody said you weren't popular in school, but you didn't give a fuck. So yeah, I definitely was not popular in school, but it's sad to say that I really did take it to heart. Like when I was in school, and I definitely was not accepted by my peers or had a friend group that I could relate to. It really bummed me out when I was in school, but I wish that I had a mindset back then that really didn't matter, and like I would find that eventually, and I just didn't have the right environment around me. But I did give a fuck, unfortunately. But if you're in that situation in school, please try to not give a fuck, because that's the best way of going about it. Because like, why, if people don't understand you, that's their fucking fault. I assume that you're kinky. I guess this could be like TMI, but I work so much that I don't even have room for sexuality. Like, it's so weird. I don't know if any other workaholics relate to that, but yeah, it's almost like I don't have room for sexual. I assume you have a good music taste and you never share because it's special to you. I would like to create a Spotify. I'm gonna do that soon because I know that tons of people ask me about it, but I definitely am not trying to like hide my music taste or anything. I want to be able to share playlists and music with you guys. I assume you use thrifting to cope. I definitely do. Like when I'm feeling down, I love going to the thrift, or when I'm just looking for inspiration. Like I've been thinking about that question. People are like, where do you find inspiration? And I definitely find inspiration at the thrift. Like when I'm flipping through the racks and I find like a crazy piece or like an idea that I've never even thought of, I'm like, wow, like somebody designed this, like their mind. Totally. Like I use it to cope and for inspiration. You hate the new Charmed reboot. I haven't watched the new Charmed reboot yet, but I've heard good things, weirdly. So I'm definitely going to try it out soon. Okay, so there's like a bunch more, but I tried to address most of the ones that I could. Let me know down below what other videos you'd want to see, or if you'd want to see like an episode 2 of something like this, like an assumptions video, because I could definitely do that. And yeah, tons of love, Illy.